What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and we have a lot of updates for you on arrival times coming out today. And this is your stimulus check update and breaking news update. Now, first up, we have some major breaking news coming out. I've got some video footage for you as we're hearing announced by the president of Ukraine that it is very likely that Russia will be attacking this Wednesday, and they said to prepare for war starting likely Wednesday, February the 16th. Now, I'm going to share with you the video footage so you can see it for yourself. However, we're also getting word from the Pentagon that there has not been a final decision made, and they're saying there is still the possibility that the Russian president, Putin, he might withdraw and maybe reconsider attacking. However, we're also hearing reports that there are so many Russian troops along the borders of Ukraine now that they said it might be very unlikely that they will back off because there is so many that are out there ready to attack. Now, we will see. I will keep you up to date. I'm going to be sharing with you the video footage so you can see it for yourself. And like I said, this is breaking news just announced today. Now, in addition to that, here locally in the United States regarding legislation, Build Back Better, stimulus, we got word from Andrew Yang, who has said that we need an entire reform of our system and Congress and everything going on, because he said that the two parties, Republican and Democrat, they can't agree on anything. Everything's corrupt, and they're not focused on the American people to get things done. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but I'm going to share with you the video footage that he released saying we need a complete reform of the system. Now, also, I've got some updates for you on state levels as things are kind of at a pause right now on a federal level. And the first one is this. Take a look, you guys. How to apply for up to $35,000 in New Jersey for housing aid if you were financially hit by the pandemic. And I will leave a link in the description below for you. And also, we've got word of another potential stimulus check coming out on a state level as Governor Mills is going to be proposing using half of the surplus funds for the state to give out $500 checks to Maine taxpayers. So another potential stimulus check that could be going out. Now, also, if you missed my last video from earlier this morning, be sure to check it out as I give an update as to what's going on with negotiations on a federal level for legislation for more stimulus and Build Back Better. We heard from Nancy Pelosi, who said they believe they're going to get this done. And she said that Joe Manchin should not be saying this is going to be adding to inflation. She said this is actually going to reduce the deficit and help combat inflation. Check out that video if you missed it. And also today, I released another video for you about 8 states that are going to be paying up to $1,000 of additional stimulus provisions in the form of state child tax credits. That's right. As you know, on a federal level, those advance payments, they ended at the end of 2021. Well, states are going to be giving out their own forms of child tax credit, and we will see if it gets continued on a federal level in a revised Build Back Better bill. I'll keep you up to date on that. And a lot of people said, though, but I don't have kids. Is there anything for me? Well, check out this video right here on adult tax credits known as the EITC, or the Earned Income Tax Credit, where you can literally get thousands of dollars of an additional rebate refund in your taxes if you file. And that's for low-income households and earners as well. And you don't have to have kids for that one. And also, I go through an entire list for you in this video right here. All 50 states, I let you know what's available on a state level. Just to clarify, not all states are providing stimulus checks, but I just go through the list and let you know what's available. And I also cover some city, county, and UBI programs as well for you in that video. So if you missed those, check them out right after this one. But right now, let's get you caught up on the latest breaking news that's happening with Ukraine, Russia, and some additional stimulus provisions. And let's start off, though, by smashing the like button. If you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on, it helps out my channel a ton. Just takes a second. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, you can come join totally free the Ram fam. All you got to do, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Keep you up to speed on everything going on. And if you got any specific questions for me, I'm easy to get a hold of directly. All you got to do is hop on Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Best way by far to get a hold of me. And consider joining the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in, and let's start off with this breaking news video footage of what we're hearing about potential war with Ukraine and Russia.
This news just breaking a moment ago from President Zelensky in his Facebook post. What are you hearing there?
Yeah, in that Facebook post, Katie, President Zelensky saying that his government has been told that February 16th will be the day of a possible attack. That is in just 2 days' time. And so he is declaring Wednesday a national unity day, calling on Ukrainians to raise the flag, use yellow and blue ribbons in show of solidarity for Ukraine. We've also heard tonight from the head of Ukraine's national police saying that police throughout the country will be on a heightened state of alert until February 19th. There will be a increased police presence guarding critical infrastructure, critical monuments here in Kyiv and other locations in a heightened state of alertness. We also heard from Zelensky in that address to the country, calling on all of the oligarchs who have flown out on private jets, have left Ukraine, to return to the country the next 24 hours, saying that he and his family both intend to remain here in Kyiv. And I've been speaking to Ukrainians who say they're extraordinarily concerned about the situation, and they have been for some time, that they've taken the Western intelligence assessments extremely seriously, that they're preparing for the worst. I was speaking to one woman earlier today. She said that she is making plans to send her 11-year-old daughter to the western portion of the country in the event of an escalation, saying that she knows other Ukrainians who've already evacuated to western cities such as Lviv. And she said that while she will send her daughter to the western portion of the country, she plans to stay to defend Ukraine. Speaking to so many Ukrainians here, they tell me that they realize the value of their freedom and that they've been fighting for that freedom for the past 8 years in the face of Russian aggression. They realize what's at stake here, and they want to defend their country, Katie.
John, I'm trying to understand. Are you still suggesting that Putin has not taken a decision to invade Ukraine?
We still don't believe that some final decision has been made.
Then how is it that communications continue? And we just heard from President Zelensky that he's been told that an invasion will happen on February 16th, which is Wednesday. How do you reconcile Putin hasn't taken a decision, but an invasion is happening on the 16th?
Well, I'm not going to talk about specific intelligence assessments. I think you can understand that. We have said for a while now that military action could happen any day. And you heard from the National Security Advisor making it clear that it certainly could happen before the end of the Olympics, maybe even this week. We have shared with our allies and partners, and that includes Ukraine, our assessment of the information that we've been receiving, and certainly have reflected in those conversations our deep concern about the continued capabilities that Mr. Putin has at his beck and call. So I won't get into a specific date. I don't think that would be smart. I would just tell you that it is entirely possible that he could move with little to no warning.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts, and I will keep you up to date here on the channel. Now, here locally, as I mentioned, regarding stimulus, we received word from Andrew Yang that he said things are just corrupt and we need an entire reform of the system. And we actually have heard some similar comments coming out from Bernie Sanders. Take a look at this, you guys, some tweets that recently came out. The problem is not that low-income workers got a 50-cent raise 2 weeks ago or that there was a $1,400 stimulus check last year. The problem is that corporations are using inflation as an excuse to jack up prices so that they can make record-breaking profits to enrich CEOs and wealthy shareholders. And he had this to say about the Super Bowl last night. Listen to this. How does it happen that SoFi, a student loan refinancing company, could spend $625 million to put its name on the LA Rams football stadium when 45 million Americans are drowning in $1.8 trillion in student debt? Today would be a good day for the president to cancel student debt. So Bernie Sanders making a stand. Let me know your thoughts. And also take a look at this video footage that came out from Andrew Yang.
A lot of politicians will talk about if we only had the majority, we could get big things done. But in California last week, Democrats had a supermajority and a governor who ran on universal health care, but instead of passing that bill, they didn't even bring it to a vote. You know why? Because it was spiked by health insurance companies and corporate money and lobbyists. This sends a message clear as day that the two-party system will not deliver. If you want good things to happen, you're going to need democracy reform, real competition, so that the parties will actually have to deliver for the American people.
So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And I know I've heard a lot of people in the comments here on this channel vocalize they believe something similar, that the two parties can't work together, they've lost sight of the American people, and it is the American people that are suffering, that are just kind of left stranded as they can't agree on anything to pass stimulus. They've been waiting for months. Now, I'll keep you up to date on a federal level, what happens with legislation and negotiations, Build Back Better, and more stimulus. But we've heard that lawmakers have called for more to help out businesses, and we've heard the president is going to be calling upon them for more additional aid to help combat the pandemic. But we've also heard that there is still $800 billion left over from previous stimulus packages that's just sitting there. It was distributed out through the American Rescue Plan and other packages, and it has just been sitting unallocated for any type of distribution. Now, a lot of people are saying, why don't you give that out as direct payments, direct assistance to the American people? Because that is enough money to literally send out 2 more stimulus checks, a 4th and a 5th of $1,400 federally to everyone in the nation. That's how much is left over. Now, we will see what they do with those funds, what Congress decides to do on a federal level, and I'll keep you up to date here on the channel. But as I mentioned, on state levels, county and city, we're seeing a lot of things passed to try to help out their residents however they can. And here's a new one for you, link in the description below, how to apply for up to $35,000 in New Jersey for housing aid if you were financially hit by the pandemic. Now, the article says that eligible New Jersey homeowners whose finances were affected by the pandemic can apply Tuesday of last week for up to $35,000 in state assistance to cover housing-related expenses. Now, the application portal is going to be open at 9 a.m. Here's the website, and those that don't have internet access, you can call 855-647-7700 for assistance. Now, like I said, link in the description below, and here are the eligibility requirements for applicants. Earn more than 150% of their county's median income, and to see if you qualify, use this link right here. You must have suffered pandemic-related hardships that began on or after January 21st of 2020. You must have lost income or increased in pandemic-related expenses. You or are behind on your mortgage or eligible housing-related expenses, or have a forbearance balance or an escrow shortage. Mortgage or other housing costs must have been 30 days or more days delinquent before January 21st of 2020, must not have been more than that before the pandemic hit. Unpaid mortgage balance must not exceed program limits for property type, and your server must be willing and able to accept and apply for the program funds. Now, in addition to that, as I mentioned, we're also getting word of potentially a $500 stimulus check in the state of Maine. It has been proposed, and I'll keep you up to date here on the channel on that as well. So you guys, that is the latest on breaking news and arrival dates. And as more information rolls out, like I said, I'll keep you up to date. And thank you so much for joining me. As always, if you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps out my channel a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, and consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me again, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.